Trim Healthy Wisdom, this new book of ours that Serene and I wrote for 3 years, and now it's out.
What on earth is this Trim Healthy Wisdom about?
We get in these questions. Is it just for menopausal women, or is it just about hormones or peptide therapy, or what about this one? What if I'm a crunchy mama and I've already been following you for 10 years? Is there something in there for me?
Well, let's dig in and tell you what it's about. It's over 1,000 pages, and I'm telling you, we get into the nitty gritties. If you're in your 40s, your 50s or 60s or even older, it's for you to live the fullest. It's how to rock 40 and beyond. And if you're reading sooner, well, good for you, because it's best to come in ahead of the curve.
Yeah, if you're in your 30s or 20s, there's so much to learn about in this book. The largest part of this book is actually about food and food as medicine, and which foods to use in your hormonal seasons that are challenging, no matter which season you're in. We don't want to just tell you how to eat and then not equip you with the practicality. So with this book, you will get 150 free new recipes that Serene and I are enjoying in our own lives.
And a main focus of the book too is not about losing weight, because a lot of that can end up be losing muscle at the same time. We really focus on the very exciting journey about how to become a burning body.
And that means losing fat, not weight. It doesn't necessarily mean losing weight, but that will naturally happen if it needs to. It's all about, Serene, the true way to heal insulin resistance. And we do that with a particular method.
And it's not a die-hard Spartan method. It's actually just enjoyable, simple hacks that are easy to put in place in your everyday.
Yeah, so what about the science? We cite hundreds of studies throughout this book, but it's not so brainy that you can't handle it. We break it down, we give summaries, and I've heard from earlier readers that they find it easy to understand.
And of course, we're digging into the hormones. It's one of our favorite little pet subjects. We go very deep on this topic, but it is the biggest heart cry we've been hearing from women. Oh my goodness, Pearl and Serene, help me find help that I can trust
For hormones.
You're going to learn the tools for that and how to optimize your hormones to feel fantastic if you so desire.
And if you don't desire that, what you'll need to focus on more diligently, because hormones protect your brain, your bones, and your heart. So if you're not going to do that, we're going to show you what to do instead.
And your breasts. Don't forget our wonderful breasts. We have a bonus chapter that we're not really meant to talk to you about. Passion
in marriage.
But you didn't hear us say that. You did not hear us say that at all. We touch on spiritual health, mental health, beauty hacks.
Skin. It's a big one.
Personal tips and tricks.
And protein. But our take on protein is different. It's not just, hey, eat all the protein that you can. It's a very wise approach to protein.
Yeah, wise and simple. Even though it's over 1,000 pages, it's actually 7 books in one. We wanted to put it all in one fat book so that you get the whole picture. Because all of these different points, they layer upon layer and build strength and health into your life. You need all of the principles, not just 1 or 2. Because what happens if you skip a book? We don't want that. It's all bound into one.
This book is designed to give you hope. It is designed to break the chains of inflammation and the feeling of stuck, and just a freedom for your future so that you can live your most vital life as you go on in years.
So you're going to learn how to recover your metabolism safely and soundly.
Hey, so listen to the book or get the hard copy and start underlining, or just get the e-copy, or just read the summaries. We don't care, but get this information because it's going to affect the rest of your life. So just go to store.trimhealthymama and find the Trim Healthy Wisdom book bundles.
This is the Poddy with Serene
and Pearl.
Get it right, Poddy.
It's the Trim Healthy podcast with Serene and Pearl, and I'm Danny Valdez. How the heck is your new year going, world?
Deep into the Jans. What is the mindset where you're deep into the Jans?
Jan is my jam.
Are you a big jammer?
I love Jan. I love January.
Yeah?
Because January is just so fresh.
Not only your birthday. I do love the
It's
January.
my birthday month too, people.
And
send me gifts.
Happy birthday.
And I am determining to live gratefully this year. So I'm just grateful it's January.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I get a little weird in the new year. I just feel like, I feel like a bitter old man that's watching everybody talk about all the great things they're going to do that I know they're not.
Well,
And
you
I'm
could just
mad.
decide to be the not bitter old man who's doing great things too. So just snap out of it.
Yes,
I don't know. It just feels like a fervor, like around like Christmas, and I love buying
don't tell
gifts.
me.
Just
that
listen.
you-
Just listen for a second.
Okay, but I don't want it.
You know, I just hate being whipped into fervors.
You don't have to be whipped.
You can just choose.
But we're just choosing to be happy this year. I've been on your cynical side before. It's so annoying.
Yeah. So do you know what? It's an awful place to live, Dan.
I'm fine with it.
I know we
You
love you,
look
Dad.
Fine.
I love you.
Hey, I want
I'm
to tell
very
you a
happy
story.
about it.
I
Yeah.
want to tell you a story because it's actually a fresh story because we are. You're hitting me. Can't I say we've said it so many times that we pre-record?
Tell us a
because
private
we
story.
just said we're in the middle of Jan.
We were lying through our teeth.
It's
doesn't make
Christmas.
sense.
Christmas hasn't even happened, babe.
Hey, but guess what? You know what's funny? We're sitting here pretending it's January in the same outfit that we did last week. And we were like, last week it was pre-Christmas.
You allowed me to say we were pre-recording it last week, and this time you give me a hit on my
That's
arm.
because before we started this party, Danny's like, when's this dropping? We were like, deep in January. He's like, let's go deep in January.
Okay, listen.
It's like
I
we
just
can't
came
even
back.
lie. We're not liars.
I've got a story. I've got a fun story. A narcissistic fun story because neither of you are in it.
Fun.
Anyway, so I just went to New Zealand with my fam. We had a
Yeah.
great time. But I had a fun little story, so you might like it. There's no meat to the story. It's just a fun story. You want to hear it?
Fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so we left on the 2nd of December. We went to the airport. We
Can
went
we not
early.
have all the details?
No, you have to have the details. We went early because we went to Whole Foods to get snacks.
And the Uber driver was like Iranian, and I was like, "That's interesting." Is everybody from another
Listen,
country that drives
you have
Uber?
to get the vibe.
Okay.
You know, good storytellers, they set the stage. I'm setting you the stage.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to give you these details
No,
to
cheers.
notice that we were really well prepared. We were not running late. So we left early. Our airplane flight wasn't going to leave till 7.
Oh,
We were
7.
leaving at lunchtime to go and do, get the little snacks at Whole Foods, get the throat spray, for the plane. Literally, this plane flight, we were going to do 2 hours to Dallas and then 14 hours from Dallas to Auckland, New Zealand. So that was going to be a long trip. Wake up, Dan. You're giving me bad vibes for my story, and this is a fun story.
Oh no, I'm
So
listening.
the sky was blue. Everything was great. We arrive at the airport with plenty of hours to go through security to get me hand pat down. I always have to be hand pat down.
Why? 'Cause you don't wanna
I
go
will
through
not go through that.
Because you could get
They
Arabian
don't let children under
monkeypox.
13 or pregnant women go through that. So why am I much
Why-
better to protect than them
They don't let kids under 13.
or pregnant women?
It'll nuke their brains. Hey,
I'm caffeinated, and
I'm
all I want
TS
to do is this.
Hey, I'm TSA.
Like,
do it for me.
literally.
I'm TSA pre-check. I don't go through the scanner.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. But you do when you have to go international. Oh, no, but you're going to Dallas, so it's all fine.
Anyway,
You and
all
me
that
in
to say
pre-check.
is we went through, everything was great. And then we heard that there might be a storm coming up, but we didn't see much about it. And the Nashville weather had been perfect for days. Then we could see it getting grayer outside through the airport window and then snow falling. Nashville's not prepared for snow.
No.
And so our flight got delayed and got delayed and got delayed and got delayed and got delayed until it said we were going to arrive 5 minutes before the airplane was going to leave to New Zealand,
From
the connecting
Dallas.
flight from Dallas.
Man, if I see snow, I know.
And
the
you know
plane's
what
going
happens
down.
with that Dallas airport? You have to take the SkyTrain
Yeah.
to the opposite area of the airplane, the airport, a whole different building. And you're on that SkyTrain for 10 minutes sometimes. And we're a party of 14. We have 14 family members going. Pearl's daughter was coming. I literally, guys, I'm so caffeinated right now. I don't know. It just was one simple cup of coffee. So if this is really fast and talking fast, it's not my fault.
I don't sense it until you shake.
Because normally I only have it before workout.
You're like a cold chihuahua.
Okay. So anyway, So if the story gets really animated, it's all problems with the caffeine. But so we think to ourselves, I look at my husband. Husband's like, don't stress. No stressing, because what life is life. Whatever happens. Let's just enjoy the journey. We'll just rework our plans on the fly. And I love that about him, because he just anchored me. I didn't spend any time wasted in worry or anxiety or anything. It was great. And so all of us just followed Uncle Sam, and we were all just like, cool. So we got on the plane, and then we got a text.
Yes.
Going to Dallas, we get a text on the all cancelled. No, because of the winds and everything, we're going to actually arrive far too late for that plane flight. There were actually 96 people on that plane that were needing to do connecting flights, but only 15 going to Auckland. Our group of 14 and one other man.
15.
Okay, but all the others were act seriously interested, Dan. This is a great story. All the other people, though, were flying somewhere in America, so they could take a flight out in the
Midwest.
Take a flight in the morning. They'll put them up.
I'm loving the story, but some of the details, do they have to be in there?
Yes.
Okay.
It's important for the gist.
All right.
Okay. So
The gist is typically something not important.
no, the gist is very important. The gist is the whole vibe.
Okay.
Anyway, so we get this text, you've missed it. And so Sam's like, no worries. We don't waste time even worrying about it. We'll just get a flight out tomorrow. We check. No flights out till the 5th. Okay. But you miss a day in New Zealand. When you're flying over, a whole day gets lost in the cosmos. It just gets zooped out the plane.
Yeah,
so you always arrive 2 days later, not the next day.
Yeah.
So that means we were leaving on the 2nd from Nashville, our home. That means we weren't going to get to New Zealand till the 7th. That means everything was going to have to be cancelled, all our Airbnbs, because we weren't going to make...
on. That is 5 days.
Yes,
How
but,
do 5
but
days
no
get
flights
lost?
out again.
Oh, got it.
For no flights out again till the 5th. So we were having to sit around in Dallas, whatever. And so this was going to be a big ordeal. Like all of the stuff with prepaid, special, tourist attractions we're wanting to take our children to, all of that prepaid and all that, all going to go.
Yeah.
Airbnb's gone, everything gone. Rental cars picking up on that day gone. But Sam was just like, no, we can't going to lose our joy on this. So the guy next to us, it was the other guy going to Auckland, was a depresso. So miserable. Oh my goodness, all stuffed up. My whole trip, my whole plan, spent time really getting into the negative and cortisol and getting stressed. And we were like, you never know what could happen. A miracle could happen, But just as we were getting our backpacks on to get off the plane and think, it's 12 o'clock at night right now, we're going to have to find some hotel. Hopefully they'll put us up. I don't know. What will we do? How will we ever, got 3 days to hang around here. They put over the speaker, loudspeaker. They say, there are 15 people tonight going to Auckland, New Zealand. Make way for them. We have held the plane for over an hour. So we're like, we're the New Zealand people. We quickly, get our backpacks. Come on, children. And we're like running off the plane. And I say, I need a beep, beep car. I need a beep, beep car because my parents are in their 80s. And my dad, he's not going to be able to run, get on the SkyTrain, because I'm thinking, we knew our gate, and it was the opposite part of the Dallas airport. But you know what happened when we got out? They're like, oh, no, there's your gate right there. They landed the plane right next to the Auckland plane. Like, they had planned this whole thing when in air. There's 15 people, blah, 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 blah. But you see, the 14 in our group were Allison. We're all family and related, all blood, but there was Allison's, my group, Pearl's daughter, a Barrett, our other sister Evangeline's daughter's Johnson's, my parents Campbell's, and this other guy, which was the 15th guy. So they thought, oh, there's so many different people, this will be a customer service nightmare. So they planned it all, like plane park next to that, made those people who were going to fly 14 hours sit there for another hour.
Wow.
It was absolutely a beautiful miracle, and we didn't waste any time being negative or depressed. It was absolutely amazing. So miracles do happen, Dad. And if you want me to give you meat about it,
okay, I'd like some meat.
The meat would be.
I actually want it railroaded. No meat necessary.
No, the meat is this. That poor guy that sat depressed for 2 hours on the flight saying, we've missed it. No, the planes never get held for you. Blah, 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 blah. Which is kind of true because I have run to airport gates and I saw the last person. I could see their back still walking onto the plane. Nope, sorry, time's it. Nope, that's it.
Yeah,
you weren't here on time. They don't love you. But anyway, the point is that just choosing to just take life as it was going to happen, whatever. Life's life. What is depression going to do to make anything better? We didn't waste any time in negativity, not even a second. And miracles still happen. And it happened for us. Miracles still happen these days. Sometimes the stars still align.
Love it,
Yeah.
Serene. That was a good story.
It was a great
Good
story.
Good story.
Oh, my caffeine is still not out there.
I got nothing for today. So do you have anything else?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
Okay, good.
Because on that airplane flight, I had uploaded a bunch of podcasts to listen to.
Yeah.
Not our own, though. I never re-listen to our own, ever.
I do every week.
But I had
You
down...
listen to us, Dan?
About that much
0.
percent. Yeah.
Oh.
Now I'll get on there every now and again and listen to the intro.
Of course.
Women and men,
because
boys and
after
girls.
that, we kind of just drown you out.
It's like I want to rate my intro.
I really don't know whether to be... Like, you must have loved my story, right, Dan?
No, I really did.
You were pretending to hate it.
I'm an entertainer.
Yeah.
This was for the show.
It was a great story.
We
Wasn't
need
it great?
conflict in order
I
to
loved
keep
it.
the audience engaged.
Yeah. But listen, guys, I had downloaded all these podcasts, but I didn't get to listen to them. That was actually the depressing part.
Yeah, she did.
'Cause you got
lose her
14
phone
hours and I don't watch films. Like,
But you forgot to say you did. On top of all that, to keep happy, you did leave your phone at Nashville
yeah, I
Airport
left my
too.
phone in the Nashville airport
Guys, I
with all
downloaded
my downloaded podcasts.
I downloaded the weirdest podcast for my plane ride. I just went to New York
Oh, yeah.
and and downloaded this podcast, and it was talking about all of the this is so not for this show. It was talking about the psychedelic origins of all religions, and how people have missed the psychedelic language.
Yeah, that's so not for this show.
Yeah, so not for this show, so I don't
told
really
you,
know how it
but
came.
it just reminded me. It's interesting.
And what meat did you get out of that? Nothing.
We don't like your story. You didn't like her story.
Hey, I had downloaded Empowered Wife podcast because
Okay,
Pearl's been
I love
listening to
that
them
one.
lately, and she's like, Serene, it's just so great. You got to listen to it. I read the book. I loved it. Empowered Wife. But anyway, I didn't get to listen to them on the way there, so I had 14 hours of nothing because I don't love to watch the movies on the plane.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, love it.
No.
I saw La La
Can't
Land for the
hear
first time.
everything in my ears, and I don't like it.
No, I bring my Bose QC35
Oh,
noise
good for
canceling
you.
headphones.
But anyway, so I had to wait till the way back and I re-downloaded them on my daughter's phone. But I listened to this one Empowered Wife podcast and I just had forgotten this bit of information. And this lady was talking about how her husband, she felt like they'd just kind of lost connection and she just felt like everything had cooled down in their relationship. And, she was trying really hard to be a great wife in all these areas until she realized she was just a real unhappy person. And when she decided to be happy again, all of the chemistry came back and she realized her man was attracted to happiness. And overall, men are attracted to happiness.
So a
because when
woman.
you date,
Yeah.
you're happy, you're giddy, you're more full of life and carefree. And then all of a sudden when you get married, it's like you were the perfect wife until you became a wife. You were perfect wife material. And then you became a wife and you became organized, Mr. Tweedy, whatever that movie was, Chicken Run. You became organized and responsible and, naggy and, purse string holder and all of this stuff. And you just become unhappy with the cares. And it just ignited and inspired me to be a happy person again. Like, even if we think we're happy, maybe we don't tell our face that we are,
Yeah, I work with a lot of people on... I put a lot of people on camera. Like I'll be the guy behind the camera as well, interviewing. And one of the things I tell almost everyone without exception, unless someone's media trained or something, as I'm constantly saying, dude, let's run that back. I want you to tell me the same thing. I just need you to smile.
Yeah.
And they're like, every time they
Yeah.
all say this, was I not?
Yeah.
We are so unaware of how we come across to people until we get a mirror like a husband or wife.
It's
know what
so
I mean?
true. But
Yeah.
I have realized that too. And it's not just, I know that my husband finds me just wants to be around me more when I'm happy. But I want to be around me more when I'm
Yes.
happy. I know my children do.
Yes.
I know other people do. But I'm doing this new thing this year. New year, because it's the new year.
Yeah,
Wink, wink.
welcome to 2025.
I'm actually doing a practical application
Is that
of
a
happiness.
shofar or like a
was
some
a
kind of
combination-
magpie?
It was a combination of a YouTube horn button and a
Pizookie?
Oh,
Gazoo-
birthday thing.
the New Year thing.
Yeah, New Year thing. Yeah, just imagine it going, whew. A practical application. This is it. So, in our book, Trim Healthy Wisdom, we've got that skin chapter, and we talk about facial exercises. We talk about how we lose muscle and bone, and we talk about how you and I have been doing some, facial yoga or whatever, and there's face placement. So many of us, as we age, we're just always like this, right?
Have you ever used face tape?
No, because it doesn't work.
Doesn't work. It just
That
leaves.
lady on YouTube,
I know.
it works for her.
I know. And then you pull the tape off.
And you're back
And
to it.
your skin's been
Serene tried
extra
it for like a
stretched, and then you
year.
got the tape wrinkles from
It
where the
gives you
tape.
frog face.
But anyway, with all that to say,
Yes.
one of my New Year's wasn't resolution. It's just what I'm walking into. It's just to be more grateful and more happy because the other choice is to not. There's only two choices.
I like
Grateful
how you
and
frame it
happy.
up as a choice.
Be grateful and happy, or to be not grateful and not
We
happy.
think that it's our circumstances.
Well, yeah, we're always going to have hard circumstances.
100%.
But I thought it's just telling yourself is one thing, but doing practical things really helps me. So I have this lovely young lady staying at my house, Satori. She runs our Trim Healthy Cafe. She has this fetching way about her, and I've wondered what it is. And I've watched
What do you
her.
mean by fetching?
I've-
Charming?
Yes, charming. Now, she's not always happy. She has her ups and downs, but people are really drawn to her, and I've wondered why. So when she speaks, I've figured this out, and I'm practicing it.
Yeah.
And I said it to her. She literally smiles through every word when she's engaged in conversation, when she wants to be. Like sometimes she'll be sad and she's not doing it. But she's practiced this thing and she didn't know it. I said, you do this. Like, watch me when I'm going to speak. I'm going to say, so Danny, I went to the house and I had to get groceries and it was all this. Now watch me when I say it. So Danny, I went to the house and I had to get groceries.
Oh, yeah.
But I just
Yeah, that's so much more sparky and magical.
She smiles through every sentence.
I thought I was in trouble with the first one.
Yeah,
I was
well,
just
that was
"Ew."
my resting face. I wasn't even upset at you, Danny. But
Right.
when I'm actually
Yeah.
smiling through words, did you know that you can talk and smile? Try it without and then try it with.
Okay. So Danny hated my...
No, don't try to be frowny.
I'm caffeinated. I don't know how to not smile.
Don't even try to be sad. Just talk without
so
a
Danny,
smile.
you didn't like my story and I don't know whether to be offended
Oh,
or
you're still
not.
there.
Yeah, she's still half smiling.
Okay.
But
So I can't do it because literally, I don't know what's happened to me, but I can't take the same amount of caffeine. Like literally, I want to sit on
we've
my
had
hands.
so many parties like this saying don't drink
But
caffeine
I
before
wasn't
a party.
caffeinated in the other ones. I was just having a caffeinated personality. This one is a serious drug problem.
You're feeling a bit.
No, it's like my cheeks are.
Yeah. What do you do at home when you're?
She drinks caffeine, but then she works out
I
afterwards.
only drink it if I'm going to do a workout and an hour weightlifting
Yeah.
workout on top of it.
Do you feel like getting into the groove?
Right now,
You
I
wanna lift?
I feel insane. No, I just feel insane. Watch out, Danny.
I know. You keep going back to this story. And you keep looking at me and like shaking.
All right, so you can't do it.
Glad there's a
No, I
table
can't
in
do it.
between us.
Well, all I'm saying is, don't I look more
Amiable.
someone you want to be around? And I feel like you feel happy because I'm giving you good vibes, yes, Serene. So I did look,
And
I'm
you
giving the
look,
smile.
and you're a pretty lady, very pretty lady, but you look beautiful
Well,
when you
thanks.
smile.
But when I don't smile, no wonder my husband doesn't want to be around me as much because I have a very bad resting face.
No, I have the worst. Have you ever been trying to check on something,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
all of a sudden the screen,
Yeah.
you see yourself, and it's like,
You accidentally pull your camera up. I do that on Instagram. I'll be like, you kind of swipe around. Then if you swipe that way, a camera. It's you.
Yeah.
Instantly.
That's so scary.
Oh man.
that's the worst angle.
But anyway, one of my things this year is I'm going to start talking to my husband, not over the top, but smiling through my words.
Oh, I'm doing it from now on.
We should.
Why not?
I feel like I look a little psychotic.
You try it. Do it without. Just do your normal Dan and then smile through your words. And I'm not sure it works well with a man, but we'll find out.
All right.
And then Arden can try it.
No, I don't like angry men. So,
I won't be
I
angry. I'll
love it when my husband smiles at me. He's the best smile. Let me see, Dan.
I'll just be neutral.
no, I don't
Maybe
like
that
it.
looks mad.
I
Is this
look
neutral?
mad right now.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah. Lisa calls it my Tupac face.
Yeah, I was going to say Memphis badass.
Oh, really? BA? You said it.
I said ass.
Twice.
Ouch. Okay, so then try it. Okay.
Well, I haven't said anything.
Oh, you look
Well,
mad.
yeah, you don't have to
You
say.
look like you're wanting to fight.
You look passive aggressive.
I had to be cured of this early in our marriage.
Oh, okay.
Because everything was like, what are you thinking? Like, how like, why did you come up with that?
Yeah, so if I was Lisa, I'd be really offended
It's
too.
very Italian. It's the way of the people. You know,
Okay,
we're just passionate. Like, everything's like, yeah, what?
Yeah, but that's okay.
No, but that's
What you
okay
would-
because there's something there
what
at
you
least.
were doing before was very passive aggressive. So now,
Really?
now try it a little bit smiley, not over the top.
So we were going
I love
and
that!
having pizza.
You're
the
so
other day.
young. You're like 27.
You're about.
I'm young.
You're 10 times more handsome.
Yeah, Dan, I want to be around you.
It's true then. You know, it helps too, especially
Amazing.
if you're working with teams.
Yeah.
And you know what? I learned this from kind of working more in like employment, which is kind of been new in my life, like consistently working with the same people, is we all are kind of performers in that we want to be good in the room. We want to present what we're saying with confidence and authority, and we want everyone to like us. We want the group to be like you, and we'll put you in charge of that again, and we'll give you more money because you can handle things. You're just a performer. And that really helped me in the last couple of years be a performer in my house.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of harness that. And we all need to kind of be actors a little bit where it's like, oh, well, that's not me. I don't smile. It's like, it's time to get over yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really
It's
is.
time to smile.
And
It
why do
is.
we act for the rest of the world and then come home and bring our worst?
As if it's the real us.
Yeah.
It's like the real you at work was a smiling person who was great in the room and had charisma.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you got to do it at your house. You got to perform.
You got to, and I really, it's what I want to do this year. I want to practice so much, especially with my husband. I'm going to do it with Autumn too. She's the last human left there, last offspring. I'm going to practice doing it with her.
Yeah.
But one thing I have learned watching this Poddy back, because I watch it every week because I
Yeah.
have to in case we have to edit something Serene says.
Yeah, for sure. Weekly.
I found out, like I wasn't watching when I said the words, but in between when I'm watching you,
Yeah.
a lot of times I realize just how sad, mad, worried I look. Like I'm just watching you and I'm like this. And then so I've learned to watch you like a little bit more because watching myself, I realize, Pearl, you have such a depresso face.
But you have a great smile. So
Well, you know, I want to use it, and it's good for me too. It's good for my health. It's when we smile.
it's great for the face shape too.
It builds the cheek muscles. It releases endorphins. It
Yeah.
actually releases more serotonin.
It
Why
releases
not?
endorphins for the people around you.
Yeah.
It encourages them to be happy. So that's kind of the gist I want to bring today, and it actually does morph off of that story you thought was just sitting out there just by itself.
I didn't.
But the point being is, I could have been depressed.
Yeah.
Sam could have been depressed. It could have been hundreds of dollars worth, because we had rented cars for all those different family members, Airbnbs for like it was a complicated strategic production we
Yeah.
were putting on,
Yeah.
taking 14 family members overseas.
It's a production to take
But
one.
my husband led the way, and his happiness was contagious, and he was just so. And Arden was there too, my son of my loins, sitting right here.
Oh,
you know?
loincloth.
But he was.
He's got his own son of his.
Are we,
Am I allowed to say
Edit,
that?
edit.
it's allowed.
It's allowed.
Yeah. So
Arden has his own son of his loins.
yes,
coming.
he's got miracle baby number 2 on the way, and it's a boy. So it's so exciting. But anyway, they were on the trip too, and he was just a natural, because he's one of those ones like you get happy when it's really rough. That's when you
that's
get
when
happy.
Arden gets
That's
happy.
when you shine. So anyway, the men were leading the way in happiness, so we just all got on board. But we didn't have to waste. And it was so much more more enjoyable to go through a worrisome moment with a smile and happiness, and like, she'll be right, mate. She'll be right. You know, no worries, mate. It was kind of like
yeah,
that.
you know, because I'm telling you, life is like, even the Bible says, it says it in different words, but it's like life throws some tough stuff at you. There will be trials, it says.
But be of good cheer.
Be of good
because
cheer. What does that mean?
I've overcome the world. You know, even if that didn't turn out, miracles did happen for us, and that was fantastic. But say it didn't, at least we didn't waste time being big old depressos, you know?
And who of us doesn't wish we could overcome the world?
Yeah.
You know, when you think about that phrase, you know, if you dislodge some of the sort of the pictures you had when you were younger about the world, and you think about your real life, like how does this apply in your real life? You know, the world is quite stressful. I'm not trying to be deep here. The world is quite stressful. And it's very challenging, you know, from relationships that are disappointing or things aren't going your way. Families, you know, jobs, like there's so much that it seems like the older I get, the more of the world, like it's harder, like the things, like I wish I could fight the battles of my 20s now, because they're just silly. They're just so silly and easy. But in my 20s, I was overwhelmed. I got to change a diaper. You know, it was like, who can change a diaper? Probably no one. You know, certainly not me. And I would gag and stuff, you know. You ever gag? You probably have. Y'all are pro moms. No. I would gag. I would have to stop and just hold my hand on the baby's belly.
On your own child.
Yeah, because it would roll off the tall diaper changing station. And I would just hold my hand there and look, and I would go in and be like, not yet. I would just have to, and then I'd take deep breaths and I'd hold my breath and I'd finish.
But now, like if you had to change your grandchild's diaper, it wouldn't bother you, right?
I'll change a stranger kid's diaper in Walmart.
Yeah.
Get him over here, little whippersnapper. Rearrange your priorities. This kid is a miracle. You know, like my mindset is so changed.
Oh, so good.
But that's so good to know, like, you know, there is one who has come before us who has set the example of overcoming the world, you know, and it's just so easy to just give up and kind of let the world wash over you, and to know that no, you actually can overcome the world.
I know, and I'm thinking of those words that you said, Serene. Sometimes you pick parts of verses, you know, there will be trials, and be of good cheer because I've overcome the world. But I've never actually thought about the be of good cheer. That literally means you smile.
Yeah.
Right? God knows it's good for us. God knows it's good for our families. It's good for our health. And I'm bringing this back now, since we're a Trim Healthy podcast, to our healthy journey. You know, sometimes we think, oh man, I've got to prep the meal, then, you know, cook the meal, then eat the meal, then clean up the meal. But what if we took that same attitude and walked around the kitchen like smiling, thinking this is life goal stuff, as we've done before, you know, and just smiling through it. I need to be reminded of this, Serene. One thing I want you to keep me accountable for in our business meetings, you know, I frown, right? I do.
Yes, I took her aside one day and said, I think you don't know what faces you put on.
I do.
There's one in particular, Pearl.
So
do you want me to give you a little sign motion when you put it on? Because I don't think you want
Nate
that
knows
face.
it. Nate knows it.
I think we all know the face.
But I want to, no matter what serious stuff is being discussed, I mean, I don't have to smile all the way through it, but I'm wanting to bring more smiles, because we got this amazing, you know, you talk about, Danny, we made it, right? We're with all the sperms that were going into that one egg, we got there, right? We're winners.
Sperm.
We're overcomers. We got here on this planet. This is amazing stuff, what we're doing here. Every day we get to wake up.
And we have somebody on our side.
Yeah.
You know, we have Christ, those who are believers.
Yeah.
We have a victor in our ring.
So we've got so much to smile about. I just want to go into this year remembering. Please remind me. Guys, remind me. I'm reminding you.
And I love that you brought it back to the healthy lifestyle, Pearl, because it's so true. Because when we, through our lens, if we just choose to see everything as just so overwhelming and miserable, you know, that produces cortisol, and cortisol makes it very, very hard to lose weight and very, very hard to gain muscle, which makes us a burner, a high revving metabolic burner of fuel. But I do want to go back to the relationship thing, because even if we're not married and you're listening here and you're single or you're just young, every relationship in life, people are drawn to happiness. Say you want to get a job, whatever it is, if it's not even about marriage, people are drawn to happiness. And I forgot that. I was like trying to be like the special wife in all these different areas.
Yeah.
But the meat and potatoes of it was, my husband wants to come home to a carefree wife. Not a wife that spews on all the heaviness on him as soon as he comes into the door.
Sometimes I think my husband is my special place for my spew. my mental spew. That's what he's
or
there
emotional
for.
spew.
And it's not like he can't be, because he is my rock. And
Yeah.
I feel like he's like, bring it. Just bring it to me. I'll take it. And I do.
But we don't
And
have
he's
to.
like, whoa, 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 whoa.
and my man has never been whoa. He'll take it all. But
Yeah.
the problem is that I forgot the power and
Yeah.
enchantment of what happiness can do for our relationship, for chemistry, for him being drawn to me like I'm a magnet. So, and that's not all about, I could say it's all about him because it will bless him more. And as me as a wife being a helpmeet, it's going to, and being happy. Happiness is a helper for anyone. Yeah. But in my court, it does me favors because he wants to be around me more. It's like, oh, you're not hanging around me. You know, I need you more. You're like, you don't care anymore. Like, why are you going? That's not going to work. But being happy draws him to me. You know, being happy is like, well, why wouldn't I want to hang out with her? She's the happiest. I get a good feeling when I'm around her.
You know, I have been doing it more so. I'd say in the last couple of years, I've been endeavoring to be, you know, just a happier person, more happy around my husband, especially in the last few months. And especially in the last couple of months. And I think my husband's has noticed it because I still slip up a lot and go back to my old ways. And my natural way is to be I think a sourpuss in the face.
He's working out with you.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. I think my Pearl, Pearl 101 is to not be that way. Sadly, ooh. But we can be anything we want to be, right? So the other night. Do you think
you're pessimistic if you're not?
Yeah, I always
by nature she was
pessimistic Pearl.
Okay.
That's what I always called myself. I always called myself pessimistic Pearl because that's my natural way. You know, I look at the glass half empty. That's what I was very proud of.
Did you say you were being a realist?
Yeah, a realist.
But you're secretly it was pessimism.
Yeah, I mean, you could call them either or, I guess. But yeah, I mean, so I was like that. Now, that's always been part of my personality, and I think that my husband fell in love with me because I kind of...
No, when he fell in love with you were the happiest little thing.
He said I'm fun.
You used to be like this happy little playful kitten. I remember you. Because I was the younger sister watching and learning on. You used to sing silly little songs.
Yeah.
Once you saw a spider in the window, and you sung a song for 15 minutes on the Spidey in the window.
Around him?
It was so spastic, so fun, so like...
Around Charlie?
Yes!
Oh, because he used to tell me.
Yes.
He's like, I've never had a best friend who's a woman, but you're fun. And I was thinking about that the other day. But anyway, I've got to tell you the story. So I became unfun probably with just growing up, being an adult, living in this life, having children.
Life in a trailer.
But the other night, so then I've been endeavoring to smile more, to be more fun, to maybe go back to that. I didn't know who I was. Thanks, Serene, for that reminder. I didn't know. And so the other night, I don't know, I was allowing myself to be a sourpuss, and I was really feeling it. Like, you probably don't even look happy. And he said to me, "What's wrong with you? Are you okay? Are you okay? You don't look happy tonight." So I was thinking about that today. I'm like, I must be doing something right. Because I think I was like that for years, just thinking, well, that's who I am. But now it's unusual.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'm getting better.
That's great. I love that.
And all of a sudden, the world becomes better.
Yeah.
And you know, I used to sing all the time. And I noticed that I don't anymore because I took these 14 family members to New Zealand, and we had the gaggle of girls in our rental van, which was Pearl's daughter Autumn, my daughter Breezy, and a couple of the Johnson girls.
Ngedi was there.
Oh yeah, Ngedi. But I was just mentioning the other family members too. Yeah, Ngedi and Breezy and Solly and Haven. But anyway, all that to say is they all sung everywhere they went, and the van was filled with songs, all different songs all at once. Oh my goodness! But still, and I remember that was me. Why do I not sing? Maybe because I've got a lot of cares in my head and I don't need them in there. Singing's so much more fun.
That's one thing I do still do though. Is Autumn and I sing around the house. Do you sing around the house, Danny?
All day.
Yeah.
And I once I hit a good one, I put it in my karaoke notes app.
Oh yeah.
So that when it's karaoke night somewhere in town one of these days, I'm gonna rip.
You're gonna go do it.
I'm prepared with a list of songs.
Yeah. Well, come on.
Come. You want to use Mummy's mic?
Mummy's mic.
Use Mommy's mic.
Fly's not done, by the way.
Hey, look right in front of that camera.
His fly was on.
Caught him in 4K.
That would have been.
Is it
funny.
still?
No.
I do it fast.
He did the old zipperoo.
Mommy's got your back.
Oh, that's great. That's great. No, I just had to add into that just a lot of different. It just got me thinking, and all of which we experience different things. Everyone experiences different things in their life. But I was just saying, like, next time you feel down, to the audience who are listening, just most people would kill to have your life.
Yeah.
Most people would just like, man, I want to have a family that loves me. I want to have these things, and then we don't actually recognize that we have this incredible life sometimes, and then sometimes we do, and we're like, wow, we're so thankful. But then also, like, if you do have a life that you've just ruined yourself, most of the time we are the problem, and we are also the solution. Like, just put a smile on your face, be happy to those you work with, be happy with your family, and like, get over yourself.
I'm thinking you're coming from experience here, Noble. I mean, why did I just call you my son, Noble Arden? When you say most people would just love to have your life, when you were diagnosed with stage 4 and they said you wouldn't live, cancer, you're just thinking, man, if I could just wake up tomorrow and not have cancer.
Yeah, no, and that's what my prayer was so many times. Right? And that was like, hey, I was like, God is like, just, I'm going to be happy as soon as I don't have cancer. And then I finally got to the point where I was like, I'm going to be happy now because I don't have the time and don't have the luxury to actually just wait. I'm going to be happy now and choose to be happy. And still, I struggle with that because I'll be like upset about something. I'm like, wait a minute, I have no right to be upset. But also I was going to say, like, I read this saying in a book just the other day, and it said, most people die at 25 and aren't buried until 75.
That is huge.
And I'm like, wow, guys, let's live our life. Let's not die and get into this rut of this constant struggle and mental capacity of like, we're going to go down this same route of we're upset, we're this. Let's live life. Let's live life and actually overcome and grow. You don't want to live the same year every year for 70 years.
No, you don't.
That's exhausting. Let's get somewhere. Let's actually put some distance behind in our past. So I mean, that's some stuff.
Thanks.
So good.
I think that's the mystery of what it means to be born again. Mm-hmm. In part, that it is so easy to just, it's so tempting, I should say, to waste your life. I do think, I don't know why in my 20s I just had this like revelation of like the brevity of life, and I started asking, like, man, if I was on my final week here on this planet, like, what am I going to be really glad I did and didn't do, and how I felt and didn't feel? And if I have control over my feelings, and I do, I mean, I think people that are pessimistic, they don't know that they're actually choosing to be pessimistic.
Yeah.
It's really a choice. I have a friend who's naturally very, like, nihilistically pessimistic. Like, this is meaningless. And so I think I give him energy because I am, like, delusionally optimistic. Typically, I'm just it's delusional. And he says to me, he's like, one of us lives in reality. Yeah. Both of us can't be living in reality. Only one of us. Either I'm right or you're right. And I said to him, I'm okay with you being right, but my wrong is going to be way better than your right. I'll choose to
that's true.
Embarrass myself believing in good and believing that there is a happy ending and believing that my life is filled with purpose, even if I don't know what that is right now.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, because all that matters is what you believe.
It's so true, Danny. And you said something, though. You said, spend so many years wasting our life, but taking it from a prior pessimist, we don't think of it as wasting. We think of our very serious realism as accomplishing something.
Or being the right foundation.
That's powerful, actually.
Like building
we do, and it's erroneous. It's erroneous. It doesn't do us any good. But we somehow think, I got to do this. This is needful.
It's like worry. You think needful. Worry is very needful. It's like if my husband is late home from work, if I don't worry that he's had a car accident, if I don't visit the funeral site in my imagination.
Right.
I'm not doing the right things a wife should do.
it's
In this
responsible.
particular half an hour of fear, I have to be worrying. That's the thing I need to be doing to be.
I think responsibility is such a huge thing. I think that's what it is. We think we're being responsible, that everyone else with, this sort of approach you're taking is frivolous.
Yeah. And
Right?
foolish and,
And we have to be the mature people in life. Whereas I think that it doesn't do us an ounce of good.
I read once, I heard once, Graham Cook, I always talk about him. I really love him. He's been such an inspiration to me in his writings and in his podcasts and messages, whatever. But it'd be terrible if he was listening, because I'll probably do the wrong paraphrase. But he was talking about how people thinking that he doesn't care when he doesn't get stressed and freaked out about a situation, they'll be like, you don't care. And he was kind of saying, and this is not his exact words, but he was saying, no, somebody has to care enough to keep their head screwed on straight and keep calm and keep in peace. Because the people that are freaking out, you don't think right when you're freaking out. You don't even have clarity to see properly. And so you really care when you stay in peace inside of yourself, because that's when you're clear-minded to be able to know what the next step should be.
Yeah.
And
So
so somebody
true.
has to care enough to stay calm.
Yeah, I love that. Well, hey guys, I think we brought it, and I think it's time to go.
So the overall thing, Pearl, is you keep my back. If I'm looking miserable and not happy, this is my New Year's resolution.
Me too.
I'm a happy girl.
You're a happy girl. I'm a smiling talker.
Yeah.
I'm also grateful.
I'm a singer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sing around the house now, toilet, shower. This is me speaking into it because it hasn't started happening yet.
It's not the
you
new
get
year.
out of the habit.
Yeah.
It was so instinctual to me. I don't know what it is. Like,
And
I actually feel happy in my soul, but I don't express
And
it
singing,
to my...
singing, smiling, being that happy person.
Vagus
nerve stuff, which is the healer of your body. So why don't we turn it on?
Do a whole new world duet with your husband.
Well, I
this
feel like
evening.
if I'm singing, I'm not thinking about serious things. You see, but those serious things are just making me miserable. Like it's that responsibility stuff. I probably feel too old and responsible to just be carefree enough to just.
That's
sing.
what I love about Laura Dole from The Empowered Wife. We
Yes.
love her podcast. We've had her here. But
Yay for Laura Dole.
She does get women out of their responsibility cycles. So many of us get down because the cares of the world, because we're such responsible people and wives and mothers and all that. She's like, no, you're the goddess of fun and light. You forgot.
Yeah.
That's who your husband was attracted to. And I thought, well, he wasn't, because I'm a pessimistic person. Serene's reminding me that I actually was.
No, you were so silly.
Really?
Silly, goofy. I remember you being so silly, goofy.
And where did that go?
I don't know.
It's coming
Pearl.
back.
Is
Go
it coming
find it.
back?
Sure.
Silly Pearl.
So
Playful Pearl.
Playful
Yeah.
Pearl. I want it to be.
When my children play games, even my husband plays games. His mum comes over, they play games together. I'm like, oh, I don't play games. There's nothing fun about it. There's nothing fun about it to me. And I go sit and I do my research. Boring, Serene.
You do your research. Oh, what a nerd.
I know.
So funny. We just became nerds, didn't we? I love to research. That's fun for me. Bye, guys.
Bye.